Kurt Wilhelm, one of your hosts of the show, and we're also co-hosted with
Dr. Tong Lee, your host here.
And for those of you who are just tuning in, we've been talking about stress in life and how to deal with that stress. Part of it has to do with spirituality. Part of it has to do with eating better, so that you're more healthy on a cellular level. Exercising, and exercising including stretches, yoga, incorporating meditation in.
Right, we were talking about yoga. You can do it to a fancy degree, to a simple degree of just stretching. Same with meditation.
Absolutely.
The meditation part, some people are experts in it. They can really concentrate, really do a lot of things. I mean, for the beginners, if you can't really do that well, just do the best you can. This is something side but related. High blood pressure. High blood pressure is known to be related to stress. You could imagine that if you're stressed, you're tensing up. Your blood vessels, when they're tensing up, guess what? That's high blood pressure.
Right. Now, does one cause the other, or is in other words, stress causes high blood pressure? Does high blood pressure cause stress?
It's stress causing high blood pressure.
Okay.
And there are two interesting techniques to naturally reducing blood pressure I've been recently researching on, are really worth mentioning. One of them is meditation. Meditation, especially during the day, in the middle of the day while you're stressed, just for 5 to 10 minutes will definitely reduce your blood pressure. The other thing that really is simple to reduce blood pressure is, they call it isometric muscle exercise. What it means is you tense up the whole body muscle, all the muscles, as much as you can for 1 minute or less, 30 seconds. 2 or 3 times a day. That is actually by research showing that reduces blood pressure.
I didn't realize that it probably reduces stress as well. I actually do that with my steering wheel. I don't know if I should admit that. I don't recommend that to those that are out there, but I actually do the isometric, pushing in on the steering wheel.
If you think about the muscles
tensing.
when they contract, they have to relax.
Right.
It is an exercise or adjustment or for the blood vessels too, because there are muscles in the blood vessel wall.
Absolutely. I agree with that, and that's one of the physiological, you age when you're stressed, you have a high blood pressure when you're stressed, and then those around you have a tougher time when you're stressed. You don't succeed as well in life when you're stressed. So these are all reasons to reduce your stress. A couple of just my own coping mechanisms that if I could throw them out there, I actually have several massage implements, for the lack of a better term. So I have one for my neck. I have a particular place on where my neck and my head meet. So each night before I go to bed, that's part of my bedtime ritual. And by the way, if I'm going to be watching television, I actually begin my bedtime wind down if I'm actually watching something as well. So I'll actually, I have a foot massager, I actually have a neck massager, I also have a massage that I can, it sits in the back of a chair.
I just want to mention
Sure.
that massage, you're right, wonderful. It's a wonderful stress reducer, but guess what? Stretching or yoga is an active type of massage.
More like Thai massage is a little bit more
No,
along
what I
those
mean
lines.
is, instead of you applying pressure to the muscle passively, somebody does it for you or use some sort of instrument for it. Instead, you stretch your muscle yourself.
Sure.
It is a type of massage. It's active type.
That makes sense, actually.
Right.
You bet. So they're both good, but now we're going to talk about the health tip of the week.
That's right. Sore throat. Whenever you get colds, flu, it could be a killer. This tip is actually, I think spread in Mexico. A lot of people know in that culture. It is using lime juice, honey, and tequila. Mix them 1 part each. If you need to, put it in the microwave for 10 seconds so the honey will melt and mix better. It tastes delicious. It works wonderful on the sore throat. Do them 3 times a day. And we would love to have your feedback on how you love that recipe. Of course, if it's during the day, you have to work or drive, you can skip the tequila part. Do you want to skip that?
You can see where it could relax you a little bit more.
That's right. You know, if you think about it, there's a mechanism, the why it works. Tequila is pretty high percentage alcohol. Is it what, 50%?
And I'm not a person
It's
who
definitely
drinks, and
more
so.
than 40-50%.
Mhm.
We know what alcohol does. It kills the germs.
Mhm.
Of course, some of the germs are not on the superficial level, but it will kill the surface germs.
For those of you who don't drink alcohol, what I do is maybe add the vinegar in there.
Well, you can also spit it out.
True.
Yes.
That's a good point. It's more like mouthwash, which is
Correct.
you're not supposed to swallow it, or your toothpaste, by the way.
Well, your mouthwash, your
Mhm.
Listerine,
Mhm.
mouthwash has got alcohol in it.
Right.
So you don't really swallow it. You just wash your mouth with it. Yeah.
Oh, good idea.
So it's the same for children. You can use just the tequila. I mean, just the tequila. Just the lime juice and honey.
Also,
And it will
it
work
helps to
well,
do the
too.
dance along with it. I'm
Right.
just kidding.
Honey is well known to actually to be antibacterial.
Mhm.
You know that honey does not need to go in the refrigerator.
I have noticed that.
And why is that? Because it has this natural antibacterial property. It will not go bad.
Interesting. I've never
Even
even
if
thought
you
about
put-
that, but yeah. Growing up, we used to have 5-gallon drums of honey, and we never ever had a refrigerator.
Exactly. And vitamin C, you're a big vitamin C person. You know, it's
Yes.
very essential in repairing, in antioxidant, in a lot of healing process in colds or sore throat.
Absolutely. So yeah, the not swallowing trick's probably good, so that we don't add another stressor in your life.
Well, it depends on how much of it.
Sure, absolutely. Everything in balance.
Right. It doesn't have to be tequila, just some high alcohol concentration thing. It really helps with the sore throat.
It absolutely does. So there's also just a quick follow-up. My wife tried a suggestion that Dr. Lee gave her for melasma. Now that doesn't mean it's going to work for everybody, because melasma is a tough thing to treat. Melasma, for those of you who don't know, is a pigment change mostly in women due to presence of hormones in their life. And so vinegar, she just put, Dr. Lee recommended that she put vinegar, and it actually moved it down about 1 shade. So that to a lot of women, that's important.
That's right.
So these things work. Yeah. So we'd
They're
love to hear
very
your
natural.
feedback. Yeah, they're natural.
Yes. The feedback we would love to see would go to our email at Tong, TONGLI.MD at gmail.com.
And so we look forward to hearing from all of you. We thank all of you for tuning into the show, and we also thank you for the feedback that you give us. And we also recommend that you go to azmdlaser.com, our sponsor, and schedule a free consultation where you will be able to learn how to holistically take charge of your life, de-stress your life, and at the same time become more healthy and beautiful.
We will see you next show.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.